What's good? Welcome back to another edition of Dat Talk Podcast. I go by the name of Bacon. I got my co-host with me.
It's your boy, man. Hoodie Reasons.
Hoodie Reasons.
Yeah, you feel me? You know, they got, hoodie.
You don't have to wear hoodies anyway. You trying to copy me, man.
No, first off, I just wanted to be Hoodie Reasons today. I feel like I can get in my bag as Hoodie Reasons.
You copying me, man.
But you never put on the hood. You just wear a hoodie.
Just because you put on the hood don't mean you not copying.
I can be copying, but I put on the hood, so that makes me a tad bit different. It's like Jordan and Kobe. Jordan was the original. Kobe kind of did his own thing, but it's still Kobe's thing.
Thank you for calling me the original. I appreciate that.
The original hoodie wear, yeah. But I'm Hoodie Reasons because I actually put on the hood.
Anyway, man, we got some crazy discussion topics to talk about today, man. So the NFL is right around the corner. We got players catching the COVID. You know what I'm saying? And we got college counseling seasons. So how would that play into the NFL as far as like recruitment and things like that? And oh my. But without further ado, let's get into the NFL though. The NFL. How many you said there's people catching COVID reasons?
Yeah. So it's not that people are catching COVID. It's more or less that the COVID situation has a positive feel in the NFL. And what I mean by that is, a few days ago, it came out that 56 players have tested positive for COVID, right, since they started testing.
Right.
But that's only 2% of the 2,600 players that are on active roster.
That's not bad.
And you feel me? So when we looking at it, right, 56 out of 2,600 people, that means it's a good chance that they're going to be able to do a lot of things right. And, go back into what you saying, as long as they keeping that bubble nice and, tight and not giving too much leeway for players to.
Yeah. Okay. You was on me, or you were talking about me on Tuesday. What's up with you, man? What's up with you? What's up with you, Reasons? Hoodie Reasons, I don't know, man. Hoodie Reasons got a suspect team. You know what I'm saying? Hey, whatever floats your boat, man. Whatever floats your boat. Hey, different strokes for different folks, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I still love you anyway. Anyway, shape, form, Mike. But you were saying?
Yeah, so when you keep the bubble and everything is good in the bubble, man, and you're not allowing the players to do what they want, you're gonna have a good success rate. And as far as I know, they're doing everyday testing for the most part. Players are on the field. Training camp is starting to ramp up. I believe next week, players they start wearing shoulder pads and helmets, and things are just about to get picked up because the NFL is looking at still September 10th. Houston against the Chiefs, Thursday night is the kickoff. And so, like I said, we were real concerned about the COVID overtaking the NFL. But for the most part, man, it seemed like the NFL players were doing their parts before heading into training camp.
Right.
And now that they worked everything out, it feels like the NFL is doing their part in ensuring the safety of things. Right. And like I said, man, I think it is best to be in the NFL training camp bubble than it is to be at home because it's all controlled, and as long as you following the protocols and rules, you should be fine.
That's true. But the only thing I don't want to see, because I remember when MLB was getting started, they had a low testing as well. And then once the season started, they had some spikes. And we've been pretty good. They've been pretty good for this past week or so. You haven't been really hearing a lot of stuff, and they've been going back to playing baseball. But I just hope that we don't have those spikes, because it's always just the spikes. It's the spikes that get people aroused and be like, yeah, wait. It's the spikes that get people worried. Look what you did. It's the spikes that get people worried, man. They get people worried about, health precautions and things like that. And so it's going to be critical to make sure that they stay within the bubble and they practice safe habits and they do what they're supposed to do. But it's a bigger issue now because we got a lot of college teams canceling their seasons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so with that being the case, how would that impact the NFL moving forward? If you have players and seasons being canceled, what are you going to rate people on when it comes to the draft?
Well, I think they're going to move college to spring and not necessarily it's canceled. Only thing that does is it just pushes back a lot of different situations. Now, here's the other thing. A player like Trevor Lawrence, right? Quarterback like Justin Fields. Some of these top players, it's like, do you play in the spring? Because do you really want to risk the potential fact of an injury heading into potentially a draft or all that kind of stuff? So it's just a lot, man. And to hear and see that these colleges are considering canceling is really disheartening. Speaking of Trevor Lawrence, he put out a tweet, and I'm kind of paraphrasing, just basically saying that they want to play, and he feels that the protocols and the things that are taking place at these colleges are a lot more safer than them being at home. Mm-hmm. And he also went a step further and basically said, like, being at home is not good for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
People's situations you can go home to and it's good. You feel me? Like parenting, the neighborhoods. But some of these young men left their environments to go to school to get away from that. So to basically be sending a lot of these young men back to that is not going to help them going forward. And that's why I'm saying Trevor Lawrence and a lot of these college kids are looking at like, they want to play. They just want to make sure that the NCAA is respecting the thing. I feel like they are asking for a lot when it comes to revenue sharing because I feel like you can't just go from not getting it to like, oh, now the COVID here, we need to throw that in. Right. I feel like you just going to have to go play, bro. And, yeah, I agree y'all should be getting paid or extra money in your scholarship, whatever the case is. But they want to play. I hope that, the Big Ten kind of reverses it because the Big Ten like, nah. And, but if you controlling your bubble, you should be okay.
Yeah. I think it's, like I said, you have dorms, so it's easier to do it in college. You can definitely sort of keep people safe and keep people separate from each other because you got different dorm rooms. You're talking about big-time schools, you know what I mean, like Ohio State, Michigan. You know what I mean? These are schools that got really, really big
facilities. Nice facilities. Like, they should be able to figure it out.
Yeah, they should be able to house students in the dorms, right, and practice the protocols that the NFL is doing. In classrooms, when it comes to school, do your work in your room. When it comes to practice, you go out there and practice. You testing every day, and you doing those things. I don't know if they should have the resources, but I don't know if it's a resource thing. But it should be okay if you're practicing the same thing that the NFL is doing, and maybe tweaking some things here and there. But to have a season in the spring, that's going to be challenging. You're going to have people saying, maybe I don't want to play. And how's it going to work out with playoffs? How's it going to work out with some people planning on trying to play this season and then some people trying to play in the spring? Like, how does that correlate? How would you have a national championship if people playing on different schedules? Like, I played all my games last fall, and you play all your games in the spring, and then I got to come 4 weeks or 8 weeks out to try to play for a playoffs or a national championship?
Hey, I honestly, it's just dicey, man. And like I said, with the Big Ten possibly canceling, the Big 12 say they trying to do it. The SEC saying they trying to do it. The Pac-12 saying they trying to play.
Mountain West said, I got a thing saying that they're trying to do it. They schedule, if everything goes accordingly, to September 29th, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, ACC trying to play. So they, the Power 5 outside the Big Ten are on board. And there's schools in the Big Ten that's like, we want to play. So some schools in the Big Ten is looking like, hey, can we come join y'all conference so we can play? Because, they looking at like, we're going to do everything plausible to make sure that things is good so these kids can play. Right. And like you said, as long as everything is being controlled and young men are being responsible adults and being responsible, it should work out. Because I look at it like this. For the NFL, instead of teams flying in on Fridays, teams flying on Saturday. You get one day to be in that city. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all. It sucks for the East Coast, West Coast travel, because of the time differentials and getting your body acclimated. But that's just the nature of this beast. So instead of flying out Tuesday, y'all fly out Saturday, you out there for a day, you play Sunday, you back home. Right. So everybody being tested regularly. So everything leading up. And for college, the same thing. You fly out Friday, you there Friday, you come home. And that's basically it. And honestly, depending on the location, with some of these schools, it could be a quick bus ride. Yeah. Bus ride 4.5 hours there. You even got way more control because you got everybody on this bus that has been sanitized, clean, and y'all traveling. You leave one locker room, shower, and do what? You're right back on that same bus and come home.
You're getting tested early, and you're getting tested at 4, you leaving at 6, and you should be able to get there, especially if you're riding the bus, depending on the ride, because usually games are going to be around 12 o'clock or whatever, 1 o'clock per se, 1, 4, and 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Exactly. And so with college, when I believe you finish a game Saturday, begin testing on Sunday, you get the results by Monday, no later Tuesday, because I think they got the good stuff to where you get.
No, I think you test before you even come back. You got to test before you come back, before you get on that bus. And if you are tested positive, that's why I think.
Well, that's because I'm looking at it because it's 2 teams, right?
Right.
So there's only those 2 teams are in that area.
Yeah. Okay. So I get what you're saying. So you should be good to go if you do what you're supposed. After that game is over, you back to putting on your mask, social distancing. You ain't taking no showers or anything like that per se. You just more so whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, because the more things you add in there, the more possibility of something happen. Like, we used to drive buses or ride back from games, you know what I'm saying, on a bus, stanky as hell. You know what I'm saying? And it's musty.
And it's only so many players that's going to stink because everybody don't play.
Exactly. So not everybody, right? You know what I'm saying? People, uniforms still clean, and they just dive on the grass. Just feel like they got in the game. You get what I'm saying? And so I think it could be done if they have a season. They can have a season if they practice the protocol as, the NFL, and they make sure it's safe. That's the most important part. It's not having these boys play. It's making sure these boys and these young men are safe. Now, my thing is, how would this impact the NFL moving forward as far as like scouting? Like, how would you draft? What are you going to do if they don't have a season or certain people don't get to play? How do you really rate people performances if they're not having a real season like we're accustomed to seeing?
You just got to go look at film, because you got to think about it. The NFL, college to NFL, you have to go at least spend 3 years in order to go to the league.
Right.
So for the most part, you got some kind of film. You got something. Most players that's heading into the draft have something. And NFL personnel, scouts, have to be able to look at this film and look at some of these things and be like, all right, yeah. I mean, you still going to probably have some pro days to look at some other numbers and all that stuff, but it's going to come down to, your scouts that you paid a lot of money to, it's going to come down to them doing some of their best scouting work. And that's just basically how it's going to have to be. You're going to have to be looking at film from the past 2 years and compare that. The only thing, it does hurt certain kids that are like late bloomers. That,
colleges. Small colleges are going to get impacted the most.
Yeah. But right now, that's the cards that's being dealt. And so you just got to kind of roll with the times and hope that things just work out.
Yeah. I I think too, they should provide, I think they will, but they should provide an opportunity, for those smaller colleges to at least get a look, get an opportunity to try to make something of themselves. Because again, when you really think of the NFL, yes, those power conferences, they do get drafted a lot, but they don't have a longevity career over time in the NFL. It's rare that them power conferences, they do. It's a lot of smaller schools that have some players that end up staying in the game for dang near 12, 15 years. And you're like, wow, I didn't know. I didn't think they would play that long. And some late bloomers that end up becoming Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? And they end up doing a lot of amazing things. And so my thing is, I just hope that those players from those smaller conferences, those smaller schools, they get an opportunity. I don't know how they're going to do the combine, right? Because usually
the combine's like in February. Yeah, combine's usually in February.
Oh, it's in April.
April? Combine's in April? The draft is in April.
Is it?
Yeah, no. Combine's like end of February, early March.
Yeah. So it's like February, March. But my thing is, you can't have big greeting. You can't have mass events where a lot of people showing up. There's a lot of people that show up to the combine.
Yeah, that's why I think it's going to be less combine, more pro days. But how many scouts can you send out to each pro?
Exactly. It's really tough moving forward. Like, are you just going to be able to just look at the film and be like, we're going to recruit you? Or how do you have a pro day? You got to fly to those pro days. You got to go to those pro days. And so it's going to be challenging for the NFL. It's not looking pretty for college, but it's looking okay for the NFL in regards to those players playing. But as far as like the future of the NFL, it's up in limbo. It's uncertain. We don't know. It's unclear. We don't know if the college players are going to have a season. We don't know if they're going to be able to perform and have that one last chance. We know smaller schools won't have the opportunity to show off because a lot of those smaller conferences have canceled their season indefinitely. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to have to find out, man. We're going to have to find out. But football is around the corner. It's around the corner, man. This is the last thing, and we can move to the hot seat, is I don't know what to expect when you go from no preseason to straight full throttle hitting. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be ugly first 3 weeks.
I'm going to say 5 weeks.
I'm going to say 3. Because when you look at college football is usually a little ugly the first couple of weeks. But the difference between college football and NFL is most schools always start off with a quote unquote cupcake schools. We get our like week 1 matchups and maybe some week 2 matchups, but for the most part, it's UCLA versus Sam Houston State.
But I'm not talking about college. I'm talking about NFL.
So what I was getting to is it's going to be ugly for the first few weeks, but the NFL players are going to adjust a lot faster because everybody's playing elite competition as far as caliber. Mm-hmm. So that's why I feel like the first couple of weeks is going, it's going to pick up. And so that's just kind of my thing. I think it's going to be an ugly first couple of weeks. That's why I'm hoping my Raiders come out 3-0 real quick. We got Carolina and New Orleans.
Y'all going to lose one of those games.
Whatever.
That's facts. But we'll find out. We will find out. I hope that we don't have that many injuries, but I think this could be, knock on wood. But
listen, you can knock all you want.
I think it's going to be probably an injury year for a lot.
Yes, that because you got to be realistic. And right. Again, it's going to kind of like when we talked about in hoop. It's the soft tissue injuries, man. The hamstrings, the quads, the calves, the biceps, the triceps.
Facts.
You feel me? Because it's just you doing things that you haven't been doing, you ramping it up when you haven't been ramping it up, all that personal working out, that's cool.
Right.
But football, and because you've been there, bro, that football working out when you getting hit and got to recover and stop, like, it's a different thing when you out there with your personal trainer.
I can't even go play football no more. Every time I go play football, I get hurt. I pull
a flag?
Even flag. I pull a hammy. I pull a calf.
Back in the day. That used to be real good.
I was good, but I'm saying now I can't go out there and do nothing football related because that's a different type of speed. It's different than working out, running, and things like that. Football is stop, cut, all that stuff real quick. And every time, I got that twitch gear, right, where I can just boom on you. But sometimes, I try to go too fast that my body can go. I still think I'm 19-year-old, 17-year-old, 15-year-old baby where I just, ha-ha, you know what I'm saying? And I go, oh, hey, ooh, ah.
That's because you got to have a better, because, now you got to have the extensive warm-up.
Yeah, I don't warm up like I was supposed to.
That's all that is now. Yeah. That's what it comes down.
I've learned my lesson even when I went to go play 6 a.m. hoop. I'm not a 6 a.m. guy.
I missed that.
Come catch me at in the afternoon where I get a full blood flow in my legs and things like that. But 6 a.m., shout out to Jordan for always getting me hurt at 6 a.m., man. I went to 6 a.m. hoop and I always got hurt.
So you haven't so old up.
No, this is a while back. This is way.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, so we hooping at 6 a.m. and I ain't getting a call?
This is before COVID. This is before all this stuff. When I was living at the old spot, Jordan be like, yo, you trying to go hoop? And I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm going to go hoop. Yeah, man, put on my kicks. I go out there. I'm doing okay when I'm playing within myself, but it's always look, I'm an older guy, but when them old heads be like, hey, young blood, you better get out there and get the ball. And I try to get in that mindset where I got it. I'm about to, and I always hurt myself every time because somebody else ain't playing defense. So now I know, you know what I'm saying? This is football, but I know how LeBron be feeling, man, when you're doing a lot or whatever the case may be. But I'm on a hot seat today.
Yeah, man. I got an interesting hot seat topic for you.
All right, what's the topic, man?
We're gonna keep the same energy that we had from basketball.
Facts.
This past week, a Fresno State alum,
Facts,
Mr. Derek Carr,
DC,
came out and said he's tired of being disrespected. So I'm going to allow you to be Derek Carr, and you're going to get 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
And talk about why you should no longer be disrespected heading into this NFL season. Why you deserve respect, Carr. Why do you deserve respect?
That's like the Lonzo Ball, man. That's like the Lonzo Ball thing. Derek Carr haven't been performing like Derek Carr. So
he has, though. You look at his numbers. If you look at his numbers, go look at his numbers.
I'm going to look at Derek Carr numbers, but I'm talking about that MVP year. I think that's what people comparing Derek Carr to.
But the thing is he still gets disrespected. So it's your job to be DC.
I got to be Derek Carr.
Yeah, man. Come on, man. We went to school together.
You're a Raider fan. And
exactly. That's what makes it even better.
That makes it horrible. Hold on. Let me look at Derek Carr's stats real quick. Because I gotta find some fighting arguments. I don't be following the Raiders like that. No disrespect to y'all, but I'm just
but that's why I made it a DC thing, not a Raider thing. You feel me? I don't want this ain't nothing to do with the Raiders. This is why Derek he has to undisrespect himself. I don't think that's a word, but we're gonna roll with it. Hoodie Reason said it.
I don't know. All right, here we go. Give me I got it pulled up. Okay. Are we ready?
Yeah, man. You feel me?
Let me know.
At the time. Don't go over your 2 minutes.
All right, man.
All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, when you gonna start it?
All right, go.
You want to know something, folks? my Oakland Raiders, my people out there, I first and foremost want to say I appreciate y'all for showing love and support through my ups and my downs. But I want to talk to this particular population that keep disrespecting me like I ain't an elite quarterback in this NFL. I want to talk to people that act like I ain't had over 4,000 yards over these past 2 seasons after my horrific back injury. The injury that was supposed to put me out would not allow me to play at the same capacity have I been playing in the NFL when I had my MVP season. I want to talk to y'all and let y'all know that the Oakland Raiders, yes, I said it, the Las Vegas Raiders, we going to win the Super Bowl, and I'm going to put Oakland and all those haters who said I couldn't do it and take Vegas to the top. We about to be the best team. So Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and all y'all want to be quarterbacks, DC is on his way to get that RING. What's up, Vegas? I'm out of here.
DC was spicy. I need that DC. Yeah, boy, I get that DC on this season. We may go 12-4.
What?
DC, I need that. I need DC that spicy. I like that was spicy. That was some old school red rooster hot.
Oh, Las Vegas Raiders. Because it's so new. It is so new. I keep calling y'all. Oh, I'm so used to calling y'all Oakland. You know what I'm saying? But I got to give, DC, he's been doing all right. Looking at his numbers, man, the dude has averaged, he had dang near 4,000 yard season, 2019, 4,000 yard season, 3,500. He barely missed the 4,000 yard season on 2016, 2015.
That's the MVP year.
Yeah, but he's been doing better. He's been scoring more, throwing less turnovers.
Yeah. The bad part, the thing is, as a fan, so I can give you some extra counter arguments, is the model of consistency he's had around him. You feel me? His first year in the league, right? He had I forgot the name of the head offensive coordinator, right? And he had 2 coaches. One coach he had, the other coach got fired in the middle of the season.
Yeah.
Next year he gets Musgrave and he gets Jack Del Rio. They go 7-9. The next year they go 12-4. He got Musgrave. They fired an offensive coordinator that he just went 12-4 with.
Yeah.
Right? Fire him, bring in somebody else, or who was already on the staff. Todd Downing. He was trash. Jack Del Rio gets fired. So what happens? Gruden comes in. New offensive coordinator, new language. What does Gruden do? He gets rid of Amari Cooper. No shade to it, but again, no weapons. The next year, what does Gruden do? He go get him Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams, Darren Waller. What happens? Antonio Brown dies, fizzles out.
Right.
This, so he has yet to be in a consistent situation.
That's true.
This is year 3. With the same head coach, same offensive coordinator, he has the weapons.
So he should be doing better.
He don't get it done this year, we need a new QB.
I get it.
You don't get it done this year, we need a new QB. That's it.
I feel it. But anyway, man, y'all let me know if DC or Bake's version of DC. Shout out to Derek Carr, Fresno State alum.
Go Dogs.
You know what I'm saying? Go Dogs, man. If I did better than Coach Reasons, I think I could be a better coach than Coach Reasons, man. I'm just throwing it out. But y'all let me know in the comments below, man.
Check my coaching resume.
You want to say to the people, Coach Reasons, Hoodie Reasons.
Hoodie Reasons in the building. Big ups to the NFL and what they doing. I just want to put this out there. It's a damn shame that Carson Wentz was not considered a top 100 player this year by his peers. That's a damn shame. That man took the Philadelphia Eagles to the playoffs with a bunch of nobodies at receiver. Nobody. Nobody know who Greg Ward is. He was playing with Zach Ertz and the other tight end, and I don't even know who the other receiver was. And he took that team to the playoffs. So it was just mad disrespectful how they did Carson Wentz.
I think because
players that did this. I feel like the players owe that man some respect.
I think he's always hurt. That's why.
He was healthy all year last year and led. The top 100 is about what you did the season that you were in, not overall.
He got hurt last year. He got hurt.
He didn't get hurt until the playoff game. But he had, all I'm saying is leading into the playoffs, he did everything he could with nobody and got them to the playoffs. You got no shade to Matt Ryan, but a guy like Matt Ryan, who had Julio, Dak Prescott, who had his guys, all that. And those teams missed the playoffs, while Carson Wentz, with a bunch of nobodies, got there. Yeah. Playoffs, getting to the playoffs is a fair chance to get to the dance.
NFL players for that. But I said, holler at the NFL players for that.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I had to say it. Get that off my chest. And I'm not an Eagles fan, so you know it's real.
Yeah, it is real. But anyway, man, we're about to get up out of here. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Y'all let us know in the comments below. What do y'all think? What are y'all thoughts on all these topics with the NFL? Now, who is the better coach? Is it Coach Reasons or will it be Coach Bate? You know what I'm saying? I just know. Who get you? Who get you going? Who get that mind right? But hey, always remember, talk that talk. We see y'all next week. It's about to get crazy. NBA's coming. NFL's just around the corner. So it's only a matter of time. Sports is back. We love y'all. Peace.